Yep, we back, y'all. Whoa, y'all better get in here because this time we sitting around that lunch table, detoxing and just kicking around what's happening in these Florida election primaries. Y'all gonna witness a level of absolute, unadulterated demon rat cannibalism, and believe me, they eating themselves alive one by one, and I'm here to show you. Let me show you why. It is a beautiful, beautiful sight to see. Wait a minute, this Mike done lost his mind. Hold up. Okay, we good now. Listen, I'ma break down what's going on in the Florida election battle between Wasserman Schultz, McCormick, and them other demon rats. Heads up, the news is reporting that Debbie Wasserman Schultz is up and even winning according to the polls. We gonna get into that, so make sure y'all stick around to the end. Stay tuned, cause this ain't gonna be a long one, y'all, but I just wanna lay out exactly what's happening down there in Florida District 20, so y'all be totally locked in. These master architects in the DNC out here running haphazardly from district to district, trying to find a place to hide from the red wave. Look at the map, y'all. It is a mid-decade map change from the top, a layout tweaked by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis to wipe out the old swamp ground. And guess what? Congresswoman Wasserman Schultz, the one who's been sitting in D.C. for 11 terms, and that's equivalent to 22 long years of swamp building, just realized her traditional 25th district turned into a total red zone. So what does she do? Does she stay and fight? Does she stand on her record? Nah, she pivots and she ran full speed into a solid wall of black folk who ain't having it. She slid right into Florida's 20th congressional district. Now let me break down what that heavily insulated D+22 ranking actually means. I'ma unravel this for y'all. It is a constitutional robbery. In simple terms, it means this seat is a completely guaranteed DNC default seat. A Republican candidate stands basically zero chance of winning here. It is an overwhelmingly stacked, uncontested territory. So instead of staying the fight when the ground gets shaky, Wasserman Schultz packs up her multi-million-dollar campaign chest and drops it right into a historically black stronghold. It is a safe seat fallback play to protect a career that should have ended years ago. And guess what? 10 out of 15 local Democratic National Committee members just put their names on a paper to fight this heist. We talking about Florida DNC leaders, including Daniel Henry, the vice chair of the Florida Democratic Party himself. Daniel Henry can't talk bad about Republicans taking away power when they are turning around and doing the exact same thing to a safe black spot just to save a politician who wants an easy win. The internal civil war has hit the fan because Henry is calling out the hypocrisy out loud. They are telling the public that using Florida's 20th district as an emergency exit door for Wasserman Schultz is a dirty, low-down game. But wait, look at the fake numbers they're trying to sell you. A leaked poll from the local press, the Sun Sentinel, claims she has 52% of the vote. The campaign is trying to make you believe the bloc is on her side. But on the pavement, on the street level, local leaders say, The Democratic Black Caucus of Florida just pushed out a blistering 3-page letter telling her to stay out. Caucus President Grundy Gomes stood up and told her loudly to take her massive pile of money and go run a real fight in the 22nd District. Grundy Gomes said that is where the party actually needs her clout to block the opposition instead of taking a local seat that already belongs to the community. It's a constitutional robbery of the local voter. Now hold up. We are pushing for that 500 subscriber milestone, and I need my real detoxes to lock in. If you see the safe seat scan for what it is, a carpetbagging heist, I need you to hit that subscribe button right now. Leave a comment saying stay out so the algorithm knows we are triple checking the books. I read every single comment, so let me know where you stand. Let's get back into the meat grinder. The other candidate, McCormick, had to step out back in April over some major cash rules and a House ethics probe.
Democratic Representative Sheila Cherfilus-McCormick from Miramar is now facing several charges related to her family's healthcare company. The indictment says the charges stem from a $5 million FEMA overpayment back in 2021. It alleges the Congresswoman, family members, and business associates stole extra funds and ran them through multiple sources to disguise the source, then used some of that money to help finance her 2021 2021 congressional campaign. Former federal prosecutor David Weinstein says more details about the representative's alleged role and how it may relate to other COVID relief cases will become clearer once the full indictment is released.
Certainly, the more the facts come out, the better we'll be able to gauge whether or not there was any misconduct.
Weinstein says cases involving the misuse of COVID-19 funding are similar to the Medicare and bank fraud crises of the past.
What happens is that these dollars go out, and when they're being sent out, nobody's really paying attention to who applied for them, why they applied for them, and it's not until afterwards when they start doing accounting and they figure out that they've misappropriated these funds that they then try to turn it around.
In Cherfilus-McCormick's case, there are also charges related to her tax filings. The indictment says the Congresswoman and her tax preparer falsely claimed political spending and other personal expenses as business deductions and inflated charitable contributions to reduce her tax obligations. The U.S. Attorney General called the representative's actions a selfish and cynical crime. Now, the Congresswoman could face up to 53 years in prison if convicted, and she is now in Washington, D.C., hopefully making her way back to South Florida to face a judge sometime before Monday. At the latest, we have reached out to her and her team and are waiting to hear back.
But guess what? She back out there running her mouth, running hard to reclaim her ground. She went straight for the throat on local media, looking right at the lens. McCormick asked the one question that has Debbie shaking in that $3,000 suit. What is her why? Why this district? Why us? Have you ever used that massive Washington clout to actually help the people on these streets? Or did you just use it to push your own brand and keep your hands on the steering wheel in D.C.? Now, why the heck is she asking why herself? Who's she trying to fool? I tell y'all, she has some kind of nerves, to put it lightly, black woman or not. Come on, y'all. Trust me, I'm no fan of Wasserman Schultz at all. She thinks she's that invisible to avoid blistering, heated questions during the debate, and that is if she even makes it that far. Let's do a real audit on her books right now, because the hypocrisy is completely out of bounds. McCormick, she acting like a community crusader, but she is currently sitting in a massive federal criminal indictment and a devastating congressional disaster. The House Ethics Committee just held a rare public hearing and officially found her guilty of 25 separate ethics violations. Bipartisan investigators laid out a mountain of evidence showing she ran a systematic operation to pump dirty money into her campaign. And where did that money allegedly come from? Federal prosecutors say she and her crew literally stole $5 million from FEMA that was supposed to go toward emergency vaccination services for the public. Instead of helping the community, the feds say she used that emergency cash to buy a 3-carat yellow diamond ring and illegally fund her own run for Congress through a web of family businesses. She's facing federal charges right now for grand theft and money laundering, facing up to 53 years in federal prison if convicted. She even took the Fifth Amendment to avoid testifying in front of her own colleagues because she's caught completely red-handed between a rock and a hard place. There's an active push on the House floor right now to completely expel her from Congress. So how you gonna point a finger at Wasserman Schultz for taking away local representation while you out there stealing like a mad bandit? Who you trying to trick? Huh? Who you think you fooling, girl? Huh. You want to talk about who's using their clout against the people, but the tracking details show you are facing an active criminal trial right now. Even other candidates like Moise are watching the field closely because they know if the local vote gets split up into tiny pieces, the big establishment money will cruise right past them. It's a rhythmic heist, but the community icons aren't staying quiet. Campbell and local organizer Manley are standing completely firm on this. Campbell and Manley are calling this a direct attack on black political self-determination. They see the visual shield being used to protect the elite. Wow. The clock is ticking fast down to the wire, y'all. The line to lock in your name on the ballot is June 12th. The primary hits the ground on August 18th. Wasserman Schultz is doing everything she can to save a single career, but the street is ready to slam the door tight. They panicking because they can't cheat the math anymore. They panicking because the safe seat isn't safe when the people wake up. Trump didn't rig the game, he fixed it by forcing the maps to live by constitutional law. It's nothing but a heist with rhythm. The Dems are panicking, and it's a beautiful, beautiful sight to see.